Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel.
Happy holidays!
Happy Halloween. Welcome to the 2020
31 days! 31 days!
of horror movies. We are trying. We have the best. We are the best endeavours to watch 31 movies
Now,
and 31 quick reviews.
now I should say this is 31 movies that could be us reviewing them, you reviewing them, or me reviewing them. So we don't go stir crazy, and
Yeah.
we've got work and other things. So it's going to be.
We can't spend 31 days together, which is pretty badass. But
Oh
not
man,
practical.
I'll miss you, dude.
So you'll hopefully get a video every day during October if this works.
Yes, and video number one, film number one, straight out of the traps is
Mortuary.
now Toby Hooper.
Toby Hooper, not to be confused with the early 80s movie with Bill Paxton. This is Mortuary from 2005.
Toby Hooper, horror legend.
Yep, Toby
This
Hooper.
movie, Mortuary, never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Genuinely had never heard of it.
Only bought it because it's a Toby Hooper movie.
Okay, so the way we're going
And
to
how much
structure these videos,
Yep.
because we're going to keep them down so you can hopefully watch them while you're like having your breakfast or drinking
shit.
your pumpkin latte. I had one of them for the first time the other day. Did not make it.
No.
I was really looking forward to it. It was more nutmeg.
Off
than-
to Star Wars to get a pocket.
Yeah,
No
no,
shit.
it was pretty. There was no Costa Coffee gingerbread latte. I'll tell you
So
that.
structure, synopsis,
Yeah.
likes,
No waffling like I'm doing.
dislikes,
Rating.
final review or final thoughts, rating, and we're rating them out of pumpkins
Yeah, and that. Why are
Out
we
of
doing that?
5.
Why are we using pumpkins?
because it's October. And why not?
Hey, it's the festive
It's
season.
my favourite time of the year.
Favourite time of the year. So, Mortuary, you want to summarise it or do you want me to do it?
I really didn't get what's going on.
So,
I'll be honest.
Mortuary, a new family move across the country
They
to
buy
go.
the Fowlers.
They buy the Fowlers Funeral Home.
That's it.
That's somewhere in LA or something, in like a little villagey town. crappy
Rural
little place.
California.
There you go, rural California. The Fowlers Mortuary Home. It's run down. The mum has decided to go for a change of career. I don't know what she did before, but she suddenly decided she's going to be a mortician.
Like
She
you do.
has no idea about this, yet has decided she's going to be a mortician. And there's even a bit where she gets some bodies to practice on.
Practice doing embalming.
I just don't even think that.
So that's kind of the premise.
This
and
is
then
like a
zombies
learning
appear.
on the job. She's like a
Self-taught
YTS
mortician.
student or whatever it is.
So yeah, it's about this family, the Doyles. Is that what they're called? The Doyle family buy this mortuary to become, and then it's a
Now
bit...
this mortuary is run the fuck down.
Yeah,
there's
is.
sewage outside, and it's got its own graveyard attached to it.
Yeah, which is weird.
Well, I guess you haven't got to
suppose
take
that's
the bodies far,
Yeah.
but there's a rumor, a local legend that the Fowler's son, who used to own it before, the Fowler's son, is somewhere there in the graveyard or something.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get it, but he turned up later. So
Yeah.
he was definitely something to do with his son there. But separate to that, there's an ooze, bad CGI ooze, that if it gets you, turns you into a zombie. Then you are sick on the other sick on someone's face,
Projectile
and they have a zombie.
zombie
So
spit.
it's a bit like this was sort of talking about coronavirus. It was almost like if we want to get deep, it's almost like they should have been wearing the masks. No.
So there we go.
What did you like? That's basically
liked-
the movie.
I liked the zombies. We'll call them zombies because I've seen.
They are zombies.
Yeah.
They're kind
the
of
reanimated
like
corpses.
They're like reanimator zombies, as you said. They're kind
Okay.
of like got that.
So I quite liked the zombie design. They were quite fun. It reminded me of Return of the Living Dead. The zombie looks.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
It didn't really play it as funny as those films you just
It
referenced. though.
certainly wasn't the same tongue in cheek. But
There was a few
the
elements where I
zombie
thought
design.
it wanted to almost put a joke in and didn't.
I think we were just maybe laughing how crap it was.
Ooh.
So-
yeah, it was a bit laughable in places.
I'm struggling.
I quite liked the set. I quite liked
Okay, I'll give
the
you that,
old
yeah.
house.
Yep.
It did remind me a lot of what was the one with Macaulay Culkin where he got killed by bees?
My girl.
My girl.
My girl.
They lived in one of those houses. I wonder if it's the same set. Maybe they
Maybe.
didn't touch that set for like 10 years and then they decided to use it.
Okay, yeah, I'd agree
I
that.
like the set.
The set design, yeah.
I didn't hate the acting,
So
but I
likes,
didn't
okay.
overly like the characters.
So
but I
the-
thought they played it okay.
The main character.
And some of the practical makeup effects were pretty good. When we finally get to see the Fowler boy, or whatever his name was,
the
Bobby,
cleft lip,
Bobby,
yeah.
he had a really good cleft lip design and a bit mankiness to his face.
Yep.
Basically, he was a poor man's sloth from the Goonies. But
There's
he
a
looked
scene
pretty good.
where they're eating candy. So, yeah.
What? So that was,
Dislikes.
oh, I'll tell you something else I liked. As someone that likes Toby Hooper films, although I obviously... And, right. Horror fans. Toby Hooper is a horror legend, but his movies are definitely a bit up and down.
Yep.
I have liked every one of them that I've seen. I liked it. I've loved a lot of them, and I've liked every one of them. Now, this clearly was a Toby Hooper film. It had elements of the lighting, where he uses the lighting like out of Eaten Alive, where the colours are changing. There's lots of things, almost Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like there's a rattle, kid's rattle made of a skull.
Yep.
So it's got loads of, even the characters, they're taking drugs, they're not particularly likable. They're the same sort of characters that he uses.
Yeah, you can see his influence on it. Well, you can see it's a...
I
As a
quite
homebrew
liked that, in the sense of, oh yeah, I'm watching a Toby Hooper film.
The Die Hard Hooper film.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
What did I not like was the film.
Yeah, I must admit, it was a bit... I felt it quite boring.
Yeah.
I got quite distracted, and I feel the CGI
Oh, it
was just... And I know...
this film was 2005. You said,
Yeah.
when was this? Mid-90s? It's
Yeah.
2000. The CGI.
It just really... Unfortunately, it really spoiled it for me.
And I'm happy to look over a bit of bad
I am.
CGI if I'm with the story, but when you haven't got characters you like and you haven't got a story you engage with, all you do at the CGI is go, that's shit, innit?
Well, that's the problem. When the film is not engaging, so you are less forgiving. When it is poorly done and you get poor CGI, you can't help but get annoyed by it.
Someone gets shotgunned in their head and their head just disappears.
And the hand through the chest,
And
is
it's
like,
bad. It's like bad green screen.
it's like Mega Drive.
Yeah, it is
You
really.
know, 32-bit. So, yeah, it really spoiled the viewing pleasure for me.
And then when it built up to its kind of like chaotic-y ending, it was a lot of running and a lot of screaming, and again, I didn't really get. I was like, oh, where'd she come from? I thought she died in an earlier scene. Oh, now she is dead. Did she die? I'm a bit. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The characters at the end when...
From the score, the way that things happened in it, you've seen all of this before, and you've seen it all done better.
So there we go. So final thoughts.
So it's great. Thanks for joining us for our
episode
31
one.
days of movies. Hopefully some of them will be better.
So yeah, final thoughts is, if you want to watch the filmography of Toby Hooper and you're a massive Toby Hooper fan, go check it out. But if you're just a casual horror fan wanting a good night, do not watch it. It's hard for me to say and swallow that, because
It is the only Toby Hooper film I now have a Toby Hooper film which I would say I don't like it. It's rubbish. And I know, again, like I said, ups and downs of his career. We like The Mangler. We love The Mangler. We watched that before. It's a good movie.
we like Crocodile when we watched that. It was low budget.
Eaten
We had fun
Alive?
with it. No, Crocodile. We've watched Crocodile. We did it on one of our movie marathons. I'm sure we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we? I can't remember watching Crocodile.
Crocodile.
Oh, Eaten Alive, I love.
Eaten Alive is awesome.
Life Force is
Life
great.
Force
Ah.
is awesome. So, pumpkin rating. I'm going to give this 1 out of 5 pumpkins.
Oh.
And that's being generous.
Do you know?
And I'm
do you
going
know
to do
what?
that because of my respect to Toby Hooper. And I like the zombies. I like the set design. I liked the Toby Hooper elements of the movie. But 1 out of 5 is a generous 1 out of 5 because I just can't score it lower.
I'm fully agreeing with you, actually. There's a headless horseman out there tonight, but he's only going to be one headless horseman, just taking the pumpkin head off him. Did he have a pumpkin head, the headless horseman? I don't know. Yeah, it's a 1 out of 5.
So there we go.
I'm not saying avoid it because it's going to damage anything in your life. I'm just saying it ain't worth your time.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There we go. So
hopefully tomorrow night's
movie 1,
Pretty poor.
Pretty poor.
Let's see if we can get better.
So thank you for joining us, and I'm hoping we can get through these 31 days. It's a challenge. We're up for the challenge. It's Halloween. It's our favourite time of the year.
That's it.
There we go.
That's it. Carve your pumpkin, put a little candle in there, put it out on the porch, because Halloween's coming.
There we go.
Peace.